everybody, and welcome to this special episode of the Lease Line Podcast. Why is it special, you may ask? Well, I will tell you. We have this segment that it's pretty new here. We've never done it before. It's called, I don't even know if we have a name for it, really. It's just this draft thing. We're gonna put together a team. I believe 6 players, 3 forwards, 2 defensemen, and a goaltender, and we will see which team is best. We have a draft order. We will give it to you guys in just a bit when we get to it. But first, I want to start with probably the most important news in the hockey world. Team Canada has released its Olympic roster. Woo! Let's go. And some of the players, if you have taken a peek at the roster, you may or may not know. We got a lot to say about it, but Adamo, I think you have something even better to say about this Olympic roster, no?
Yeah, of course. I'm not actually going to analyze it. I'm going to leave that to you guys. And so I kind of, but not really, ripped off this idea off of, inside the NBA with like Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Ernie Johnson. And it's called Who We Play For. So basically, I'm going to name you guys 10 players, and you guys are going to give me a yes or no to if they are on Team Canada or not.
You know what's worse? That I've looked at the roster and I can still get fooled by this. That's how bad it is.
Oh, well then
Okay.
I literally haven't looked at it.
Okay, perfect. Well, I mean, without further ado.
2 players. I know 2 players on the team.
Yeah. Okay. So, number 1, Daniel Carr.
Yes.
On Team Canada.
Yes, he is.
Evan says yes.
I'm going to go yes, just because Evan might have a brain here.
I'm going no.
Thank
I'm
you
going
for the
different.
compliment, Mario.
Maybe. It's usually on and off.
The answer is yes. Daniel Carr is on Team Canada.
Okay. The only reason I knew that was the first time I saw on the list.
Yeah, that was the first. So
it was the first thing. I thought he was a quarterback, so I thought like, why
Carr?
Yeah. Okay. Number two, Kent Johnson.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. That's
The answer is no. Kent Johnson didn't make Team Canada, guys.
Yes, he did.
Oh, he's American.
No, he's not American. He just didn't make it.
Yes, he did.
I swear
it was
I saw
a trick
I saw
question.
Michigan.
It's a trick question. He's
Trick
left off the roster.
Michigan posted something saying that
Yeah,
Kent.
Michigan posted
They
with
can't.
him.
Did they not? I was looking at the roster. Did I miss it?
Kent
How come I screwed up my own segment?
Johnson is no, you're right. Kent Johnson is not.
Yeah, I was gonna say he
on
didn't
the
make
team.
it.
Wait, then
Literally
what is
today I saw
Michigan?
Michigan posted
Owen
on
Power?
TikTok
It's
with
Owen Power?
with a bunch of
No.
players.
Michigan posted saying they had 4 guys going to.
I saw that.
Beijing.
Yeah.
Guys, I was on the Team Canada website. He is not there.
He's not there. I can
Okay,
confirm
then he might.
Maybe
just be
you know what?
extra.
He might be an extra,
He could be an extra.
but he did not make the final roster. I could tell you that.
Like,
Well, no,
I
like,
saw
he
what
could
Evan
still-
saw, so that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there.
So
There is a post. I'm looking
No,
at
I'm
it right
going
now. There is a post that says Beijing bound Kent Johnson, alternate for Canada at the Olympic Games. So I think we're all right
That's a
here.
trick question, Adama. That's kind of
He
fucked as
was
the
not
host.
on the roster.
No, that's kind of fucked, man.
Okay.
No, you're
Fine.
fucked.
Fair.
Fine.
All right. Number 3, Nicholas Robertson with a K.
No
Okay.
chance. No chance.
No. Well,
Yes.
Toronto's Nicholas Robertson's an American, so he isn't. But
Another Nick Robertson. So what did you guys say?
I
No.
got no. Once you threw the K in there, I'm like, no chance.
No, it is no. Nicholas Robertson is not going to the Olympics. I don't know who that is.
Nicholas Robertson's weird brother.
Evil twin?
Jack McBain.
That's a name.
No.
That's a scrappy.
That's
Yes.
a hockey name.
That's a
That is a
scrappy
hockey
yes.
name, but I'm going no.
It's a scrappy 4 that's
yes.
not playing in Beijing. I'm going no.
Yes.
You all go no. Oh, Evan is right. Jack McBain is on the roster.
Am I the
That's a
Canadian one, or
champion
you
right there.
Yeah,
That's
Evan.
the guy scoring the golden goal. Calling it now.
Dude, you gotta take shots in the dark with these guys because like
Yeah,
none of them are in the NHL.
That's a good guess. Next one, Matt Robinson.
Yes.
Yes,
No.
I want to
I'm
go yes.
confident with it, but I'm going yes.
No.
The answer was yes. Matt Robertson is
Aw.
going.
Big stats.
Joe Smith.
No.
Yes.
There's no way.
I think
Yes.
you mean Joe NHL.
Yeah, Joe NHL.
I'm going to go no.
No, Joe Smith is not a real person. This is a fun one. Justin Pogey.
You know, I just saw him take a meltdown on the ice in one of the leagues he's playing
I
in.
saw that.
I got to say no.
No.
Yes.
No way.
The answer is, well, you're both right. Yes and no. So like the Kent Johnson situation, Justin Pogey is the emergency goalie for Team Canada.
That is what a downfall to his career, man. That guy was huge. World junior legend for Canada.
Dude,
Yeah.
a lot of guys are world junior legends. That just
we picked Justin Pogey over Tuukka Rask.
We did.
The Leafs.
Toronto Maple Leafs.
That was the big thing.
Rimoli, tell me you got Daniel Winnick in here. He's
that's a gimme. That's
he's
a
a
gimme.
Leafs legend.
That's the same with
my
Josh
God,
saying.
a Leaf.
Those are gimmies.
a Leafs legend.
Yeah. Let's go.
Anyone who dons the sweater is a Leafs legend.
Sam Brezzo.
Yes, because it looks like he read it off a list.
Wow, this guy's catching on. I'm going no.
Yes.
No, that is Samuel Brzezowski's short name. Shout out to Sammy. That's where I got that from.
Oh man, I thought it was an actual legitimate thing. So I knew it was Sammy Brzezowski.
Oh
Man.
my God. Dude, if I was like
Shout out to Sammy.
I don't know what's going on with my brain. I'm just half mush right now.
And the viewers will get familiar with Sammy once upon a time. Next one is Josh
Beauty
Sargent.
name. Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going yeah.
Josh Sargent is a striker for Norwich.
You know,
the
I
English
should have
Premier
this.
League.
I feel so bad about myself.
Yeah, I
feel
said no. I think
so
my
bad
mic
about
cut out.
He's also on the United States men's national team.
Yeah, my mic cut out. I said no.
Man,
These
that
are
is below.
fantastic Canadians. I got one more here. Alex
half.
Grant.
No.
His name sounds familiar. I'm gonna say no in the sense of hockey.
No.
I feel like you're throwing another curveball at me.
All
No.
three no. The first time they all get it wrong. Alex Grant is going to the Olympics.
Oh,
Alex
this is
Grant,
why no
golden
one's
goal.
gonna watch the Olympics.
You heard it here now.
Wait.
Wait.
These are all generic Canadian names.
No, I'm putting $100 on Grant to win
That was my
MVP.
that was my point. I don't know where any of these players play. That was all 10. That
You
was
know
10
how
players
bad
there.
Alex Grant is? His elite prospects doesn't even come up. It's like some random dude's Instagram.
Oh.
That's
I mean,
terrible.
no offense to you, Alex Grant. You're just a loser. But
I hope let's find out where Alex Grant plays. I hope Alex Grant proves you wrong.
He played in the NHL. He plays
He's a
in Jokerit.
defenseman.
He plays in
Yeah,
Jokerit.
Jokerit was at the KHL now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, he's a good little player. 12 points in 27 games in the
I
K.
don't think it's fair to call him little. He's 6'3", 210.
Oh, he's kind of like my
Big
build in
player.
NHL.
Yeah.
He's a Nova Scotia boy.
Jared created him.
Yeah, it's
Nova
very
Scotia
reminiscent of my body type. It's the type of player I built in NHL.
Oh my
See,
God.
you've never seen Jared in person, so no one can really say if this is true or false in real life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
Jared-
I'm
I think
6'3", I'm 6'3",
6'3".
210.
Yeah.
Jared
He
did
might
did
weigh
a
like
CAT
double
scan.
the amount as you, Jared. This guy's like 220.
Jeez, big tipper.
Man. You
He's
guys,
like, yeah, I eat guys like Jared for breakfast. Like that's just the breakfast.
I probably should have had the Canada roster up. Do you want to talk about Josh Hosang? He is going to the Olympics.
That's a great accomplishment. That is
Good for him, yeah.
It is good
I'm
for
so
him.
happy for him.
Not just
He's
because he's
having a great
from a
year.
Leafs standpoint, because he's having a great year. The rebound that this guy's had in his career,
Yeah.
it's terrific to see him actually get rewarded with something like that. I'm
He's
so
got to get a
glad.
call up.
I
feel like-
do think now. I said it before earlier in the year. Wait a bit. I think now it's about time. He's gelled with the team a bit. He's played a lot of games with the Marlies. I think he
Wait.
deserves a stint. If any.
Give me 1 second, boys. I
Yeah,
got to turn off my phone.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he's like an injury away. I don't think he's making the roster as it is, but as soon as someone goes down, I think he's probably up there on the depth chart.
Like, who can you can't take any. I think you can take anyone out for Josh Hosang right now.
No, I
I
wouldn't.
think you have to wait for an injury or some reason to get him in there, but absolutely out of the Marlies, he's the top of the depth chart.
He is capable,
Yeah.
however, of slotting in if someone gets injured and putting up a competition when someone gets back. Maybe a guy like Pierre Engvall or like say Engvall gets out and from injury, you slot in Josh Hosang and then Engvall comes back. Might turn into a bit of a competition. Who knows what's going to happen there? It's a huge storyline to say the least. But Josh Hosang, happy
Right.
for it. A lot of other guys too.
Sorry.
Yeah, Daniel Winnick's there.
Mhm.
Owen Power's there.
That's
good.
I
That's unbelievable.
wanted to really I know we're not going to go too deep into the Olympics just because it's going to be a lot less viewed compared to if NHL players were going, but I think it's just as fine when you're watching a bit more of a continuation of the World Juniors, seeing these guys. I believe Owen Power's there. Kent Johnson, I know he's going to be an alternate, but he could definitely slot in. I don't really know how these things work. I haven't seen him in so
It's really
long.
weird. They
There's-
just they kind of just play like pick and choose. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
kind
No,
of just do their own thing.
They got a bunch of rookies. You guys want to discuss the rookies? I know Devin Levi is going to be a goaltender
Yeah, I was
there.
going to say Devin Levi's there.
I'm looking at Josh Hosang, like we mentioned. He's not a rookie. Eric Stahl getting a crack at the lineup. I know he's had a tough sledding this year in the NHL. Goes down to the minors. Lights it up for the Iowa Wild. Shout out to Iowa. Love the state. And he gets rewarded with the Team Canada appearance. So what do you guys want to discuss on these guys? You want to talk on the rookies?
I wonder if he gets signed. No, I wanted to actually talk about Eric Stahl a little bit because I thought I read something about him like training extra hard, trying to get like back into like elite conditioning. And I wonder if he stands on his head. He's not a goalie. I wonder if he like lights the tournament up on fire and like the Leafs, are missing a guy, the fourth line center, and they give him a shot. Or
a contending team would. A contending team would give him a shot for the right deal.
I disagree. I don't think a contending team would give him a shot. I don't think any team is real. Like, guys, you got to remember the Olympic Games isn't featuring any NHL players that are relevant. And
no, but if he tears it up,
I don't think that
he's a veteran guy.
I'm telling you, like, I don't know what contender would pick up the phone on a guy who's played 4 games in the AHL only this year, who had 3 points with Montreal last year. He doesn't bring the same value that he used to. I don't think he would be good for Toronto. I think he would slow down guys like Mikheyev and Kerfoot and guys like Kasha and Kampf. And I think Spezza is different because Spezza has the ability to control the game. I think Eric Stahl lost that.
What about a team like
Tampa? He's not as good.
Tampa doesn't know. What is he going to do on Tampa?
No, he play fourth line minutes.
No, I don't think he'd provide anything meaningful.
I agree with that, but I mean, if
Tampa's
they got a guy
so
like Corey
constrained.
if they got a guy like Corey Perry, I think like they're clearly having.
I think Eric Stahl's different.
Guys.
I think Eric Stahl's different, and also Tampa doesn't have the cap space to like say we're comfortable.
I don't know what his contract is right now. Like, is he?
No, he would be signing like he's on a minor league contract
it'd be league min. It'd be league min.
Okay, he would be getting league minimum, but even a team like Tampa can't afford that. Like Tampa's so
they could waive a guy. Like who's on Florida's fourth line? Yeah.
I actually really I like we're getting way like off track. I'm just saying I don't think a team that is vying for a spot in June is saying Eric Stahl is a piece that's worth keeping, because then you would just look at guys on the taxi squad and say they could do the same thing for me and they're younger.
Maybe, but you also look at the experience. He's won a cup. I know I'm not a big he needs to be.
He won a cup like 12 years ago.
Regardless, he has like that. I'm not saying he's not going to bring value. He's not going to be.
But they're I don't think a fourth line guy. He scored 5 goals in his last 53 games. Like
I don't think he's good. I'm not saying he's good, but I'd rather a guy like Eric Stahl be not good than a guy like friggin' Michael Amadio. No disrespect, Michael.
No, Michael Amadio's been great recently.
No, but I mean like a fourth line guy. I'd rather.
I disagree though, because I view Eric Stahl as a random right now, just given his age. And...
No, but we know Eric Stahl is not a random. I know he's not skill wise. I know what you mean.
I'm saying right now, I view Eric Stahl as a random, given the fact that he's 37 years old. He barely played with Montreal. He doesn't offer any real value to a team. Like, and if you're playing him on the fourth line, why not just make that someone who you can like possibly turn into something? Like I look at a team like Boston with a guy like Oscar Steen, who they made the fourth line. He ended up developing and now he's scoring goals for Boston. I don't think a contending team is looking at. I think Corey Perry is different. I get where you're coming from, but Corey Perry is actually some sort of offensive upside. Like he was having that point streak, I believe 7 games. I don't see that coming out of Eric Stahl.
Probably not, honestly.
I agree with you. Eric Stahl isn't the player he used to be. I think a team would, for the league minimum deal, I think a team would.
I think it's worth a shot.
Okay, but when you're looking at teams that are contending, they're all up against the cap.
It's league min. I don't think
no, but it doesn't matter because
league min guys doesn't matter much.
They're still pressing against the cap though. That's the issue.
No, it's not hard to send a guy down. You send a guy down in league min. If he gets claimed, it's a guy on league min, and then you sign Eric Stahl.
I don't know. Like it's just I don't think his value is worth. Even he'll probably even play 5 or 6 minutes. What's the point then? Like,
He's
why
going to
don't
be
he
a
doesn't
fourth
play
liner.
a lot
But
of
remember,
minutes.
there's an
But you also have to
off-ice
understand
presence
that-
too.
that guy? That
That's what I'm
doesn't matter
saying.
though.
Even if he isn't actually contributing a lot of offense, whatever, I think there's a value. Like, there's a reason the Leafs went after a guy like Joe Thornton. Like, there's
I think
a
that's
reason
different
that
though.
teams-
That's different though, because Joe Thornton still has offensive upside. Although, like, it's not showing now in Florida. When he was in Toronto, he was allowing Matthews to score at an unreal pace. I think Eric Stahl lost that when he got traded to to Buffalo, pardon me. I think that's when he lost it. Like, his last good year was when he was an all-star in 2019, 2020 in Minnesota. And it just,
Which is only 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's
no,
not
I understand
far
that. But when you're
removed.
talking about 2 years, it's not like it's 26 and now he's 28. It's 35
No, yeah,
and
no.
now he's 37 heading on to 38. I'm just saying, when you look at contending teams like Florida, it doesn't make sense. When you look at a team like Boston, it doesn't make sense. Washington doesn't make sense. Their bottom six is already cemented. I look at a team like Tampa, it doesn't make sense because they have young guys that they're confident in. And I
Now,
don't think Eric Stahl deserves to take any one of those spots.
I know we're not doing the Leafs here, but how about the Leafs? Say,
It
No.
doesn't.
You don't think so?
I don't want to
The
go
Leafs
down
are,
that road
but you
again,
guys also
man.
need to understand, like, guys on
no,
the
you
taxi
want to
squad.
talk about it?
You have to
No,
understand
I
that
don't
the
think
guys
the
on,
Leafs would be the team, but I think a team would hypothetically be interested. I don't think the Leafs are that team.
Why
you have to
not?
understand though, like, guys on the taxi
I
squad are
just
on
don't
two-way
think-
deals. They're not on league minimum. They're on
But,
two-way
guys,
deals.
our taxi squad isn't that good. We don't have like real
No,
NHL
no,
players
but that's
on the
not
squad.
what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying is, like, they don't take that large percentage of the cap because they're also getting
Neither
paid.
will Eric Stahl.
But he's making the league minimum. What I'm saying is, like, you're saying guys league minimum on the taxi squad. It's because that their
Well,
contracts are two
hold on.
ways.
Taxi squad doesn't affect the salary cap. Guys on the taxi squad aren't on the salary cap. So if
I don't know.
we
I don't
dump
think
him on, no, but you think about it. Our bottom six right now is
William Nylander.
William Nylander. That's
That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Leave it
That's
for
tomorrow. But yeah, our bottom six are actually our bottom six. William Nylander and Kerfoot will not be there, I hope, come playoff time. But Engvall's going to be there. Spetz is going to be there. Simmons is going to be there.
Yeah,
Mikheyev's
I think, like,
probably going to be there.
Camp.
I think we should save
if
this
one of those guys
conversation just
goes
for.
down.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get
but we're
it,
talking Olympics now.
I get it. I don't think even if he dominates I don't think he can dominate the Olympics just because he's
Hey,
older.
We'll see.
But-
And it's bigger ice too, so I'd be curious to see how
Yeah,
that works.
it is. I don't think it's. Look, it's different. I think it's different if a 25-year-old dominates than if a 37-year-old does.
True.
And I think a team, like, if you want to say Toronto, if the 25-year-old who's undrafted and a free agent right now,
Yeah.
if he dominates, take him.
Well,
Like-
speaking of 25-year-olds that could dominate, I don't know if we want to switch off to him, but Josh Osang's only on an AHL contract.
Then
Meaning
bring him up. I would bring him up over Jason
but what
Spezza.
I'm saying is not Spezza, easy there.
I mean, sorry, not
Eric
Spezza.
Stahl.
Fuck.
Eric Stahl.
AARP up in here.
Yeah. Josh Hosang is eligible to be signed by every other team. And what I am fearful for is that he absolutely shits on teams this Olympics, and a team gives him I think 1.5.
I don't know.
Like that. I think that legitimately could happen. And that's a little scary. Like, we've, groomed this guy, Josh Hosang, to revive his career, and then a team throws like $1 million at him and he leaves. So
Very, very possible. I didn't know that he was not signed. I thought he had a contract.
No.
So he doesn't.
No. He does
Okay.
not have a contract with Toronto Maple Leafs. He has a
Damn.
contract with the Toronto Marlies.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm getting mixed up at. I'm
Yeah,
actually pretty
yeah.
surprised about that. I thought the Leafs would actually maybe make an effort to get him pen to paper, and you have at least him secure
Yeah.
if he ends up doing something that I think is more than capable of Josh
Yeah.
Osang doing in the Olympics. You mentioned, I know we're picking at straws here with the extra sheet, like the extra room on the ice, but I mean, I've never played
Yeah.
on it. Obviously, I don't know how it really is, but maybe
It's
it
huge.
plays a difference
It's
with the
fucking
players.
huge. I'll say that. It absolutely does, because I think length it's the same, but width is ridiculously longer. It's a good. I think it's a good 2 feet off the half wall. It's ridiculous. Maybe 2. It's probably a good 5 feet off the half wall. So the strategy definitely changes, which is why I don't know if we're going to analyze Team Canada at all, but I don't like Canada's odds because of the guys playing on North American ice right now. but guys who can skate on American ice, from at least my experience with American ice, and even watching this amount of, the Champions League hockey when it just like it's the only thing on, or like Spengler Cup. Josh Ho-Sang's a fantastic skater, and he might dominate this Olympics.
And Jared, if you want to add anything about Josh Ho-Sang, I also want to go into the little bit of the rookies playing in this tournament, and then we'll switch over to our draft segment as well.
Well, yeah, I think you guys nailed everything. I just really like the fact that he's getting this opportunity because he had a whole journey with the Islanders. It just did not work out. He was picked pretty high, a lot of hype around him. It just, for all whatever reasons you want to bring it up, because they had a ton of reasons where, he's a distraction in the locker room. He's this, whatever. For whatever reason, it didn't work out there. I love that Toronto, at least the Marlies, gave him an opportunity. I would like the Leafs to give him a contract because I do think that he's very high on the depth chart. And if there is a Leafs injury, he should be right there, probably the first name that's called up. I think he's been unbelievable and done absolutely what we've expected, or not even what we expected, because there was no expectations when we signed him, but kind of what we hoped he would be. And he's been really good. I'm really happy to see that now he's kind of a relevant name in hockey again. In terms of his skill and whatever, because it was unfortunate that there was always talk about this guy who just could never seem to get a shot with the Islanders. And I'm just happy that he's getting this shot now with the NHL who's not going to the Olympics. They saw Josh Ho-Sang as a fit to represent Team Canada. And I think it's awesome for the guy that he's kind of almost reviving his career is the kind of vibe I get. So I think it's really cool for him. I'm very happy for him as well. I hope the Leafs and Dubas kind of get him on a contract, but it's kind of we have to wait and see.
Yeah, and I mean, all eyes are going to be on Josh Ho-Sang from the Toronto standpoint, and all eyes are going to be on these two players, like I mentioned off the top of the segment here, Owen Power and Mason McTavish, and even Devon Levi, young goaltender as well. So on this young core here, which I didn't expect to see, but it's terrific that I believe it's the IHF allowed these players to go play in the Olympics, which is just all the better. Getting to see a much more younger hockey adds a bit of element towards the Winter Olympics that we aren't going to be seeing usually without NHL players. So what do you guys make of those three players? Do you expect to see anything terrific? And I think it's only going to be a positive from these players and the teams involved with them, because you're only going to see them putting up points.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm super excited to see Owen Power, because this actually isn't his first stint on the Canadian men's national team. He played on the World Championship team last May when they won gold. And he held his own like before he was even drafted. So I'm curious to see how good he actually is. Like we saw him absolutely shit on Austria, or was it Austria?
It was the first game.
It was the first game.
Czechia, I believe.
Was Czechia? Yeah, he shit on Czechia. So I'd be curious to see if he can do it against like actual grown ass men now. I think he can, because he's ridiculous in college, ridiculous at the World Juniors, and no reason I don't think he can do it there. And then who's the other rookie? McTavish.
Mason McTavish and Devon Levi. I know he's not a rookie, but young player as well.
Devon Levi. That's an interesting one. I'm surprised they didn't find anyone better. Like, don't you think?
Is he our starting goaltender?
I have no idea.
It is listed as the starter, I'm pretty sure. Which is, I mean,
that's really interesting.
It's interesting. Really I also do want to see. I do want to see him develop. I think not develop, but more so put something up. I know we've seen him in the World Juniors. I believe it was last year. So I just want to see a little bit more of him. I don't think it's a bad idea at all. And it's not like there's going to be pressure this year on Canada to bring home gold. It's not like they have the star-studded lineup that we're so used to seeing with the NHL players. But I really just want to see these young kids perform, such as the likes of McTavish, Owen Power, and I'm throwing Devon Levi's hat in the ring as well. Jared, what do you make of the young kids? I'll turn it over to Evan, and then we'll make our way down to the draft segment.
Especially with talking about Owen Power and Mason McTavish. Obviously, we saw 2 games of them in the World Juniors, and they didn't really. It's not like they faced any of the toughest teams, but they still, both of them had unbelievable performances. And I get the vibe that we were a little bit robbed of kind of seeing them continue that tournament. So I'm at least happy that a month and a half later, we're now seeing them represent Team Canada again. Obviously at a different event, but still, I'm very happy that these young kids kind of got the nod for Team Canada. Because Owen Power, for example, I mean, he was the first overall pick this year in Buffalo, and he's just such a big body, a strong defenseman who has some offensive upside. And we really saw him like light it up that first game against Czechia. And then in that same draft, 2021, third overall, we saw Mason McTavish selected by the Ducks, and he also was just a super skilled forward that he had a great game, I believe, against Austria in the second game. I don't know what his stat line was, but I remember for sure he scored at least a goal or two. He had a great game. And overall, they're just both incredibly skilled, obviously, in different positions. they're both incredibly skilled kids, and I'm really excited to see them get another chance at representing their country. It's a shame we didn't get to see them continue that tournament with that group, but I think it's just awesome that they were selected for the Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, I'm sure we're going to all be included in this. This might go down as unanimous, but I'm pretty sure this is all the reason why we're watching this tournament. If we're going to tune into a Canada game, just to see these kids and what they can do, not just bigger ice, but against, I want to say tougher opposition, but some decent opposition as well. Evan, I'm going to turn over to you and then we'll transition over. What do you got? What do you expect to see from these young kids?
I mean, you guys kind of summed it all up. They're superstars that shined in a very small window, and I expect them to shine again. And God, I wish they got to play at the World Junior Championships, but that's just the unfortunate side of it. But you guys summed it up beautifully.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we're just gonna have to wait and see. I know the Olympics is coming up in, I believe, the next couple of weeks. I'm sure we're gonna get a bit of coverage on that. Not as major as I expected earlier in the year when we expected NHL players to go, but I'm sure we'll get you some Olympic coverage for Team Canada mainly when we get the call. So definitely look out for that. And now you can really look out for what we're about to get into, this draft segment that just sort of sprung up on us a couple of days ago. Jared came to us with the idea check it off the bingo card, the infamous group chat. It was all managed out there, and we got all the picks managed out there. The draft order for this is, I guess, oh man, I got the first pick. There's a first time for everything here. So it's a snake draft operated like that. I got the first pick. Evan goes second. Jared goes third, and Rimoli fourth, getting the ladder back up. And basically, it just works like this. Like I mentioned off the top of the show, 6 players you're going to select: 3 forwards, 2 defensemen, and 1 goaltender. And you're just trying to make the best roster possible. And anyone is on the table. You can take McDavid, which is likely going to be my first pick. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. No surprise there. You could pick whatever you want. It's, I guess, a little bit of a friendly jab at each other. And so you can make the best team possible. And I don't think, Jared, if I'm not mistaken, you're throwing out like, oh, I'm going to draft this gritty forward just to get playoff success. You're going for the best team.
No. You're going best team.
You're going all out.
Most skill, just anything. And obviously justify it, but it's you're not going for intangibles and off ice things. Yeah. You're going for, this guy is going to make my team the most dominant when compared to the other.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to start with my first pick. And Jared, just with that, you kind of spoiled my pick of being Evander Kane.
Write them down, eh?
Yeah, write them down.
Oh, yeah. I have
awesome. Beautiful. And I was going to take Evander Kane just because, you know what? Why not? But no, we're going best player available. I don't want that locker room controversy. We're going the guy who he might be playing with Connor McDavid, captain for the Edmonton Oilers, number 97. Unanimously the best player in the league. He's going to be sticking at my forward position. So that's my first forward off the list. And with the second pick, we have Evan Davis.
He's on the clock.
With the second pick in the draft, we are pleased to select from the Toronto Maple Leafs.
No way.
Austin Matthews.
Wow.
Really?
What a prick.
So the goal was just screw us over. Okay,
what a prick. What a prick.
And,
oh my God.
And we're going to try to give a bit of insight as to why we picked these players. Obviously, the first round's going to go by pretty breezy, pretty obvious. No need to explain that one. Oh, I like his wrister. Yeah. Third pick on the board. Jared Rotenberg, you got the call. Who's gonna select? Who are you selecting? A D, a forward, or are you gonna pick the mysterious goaltender out of the first round?
It's interesting because I was so certain that McDavid Dreisseil would be the first off the list. I had my own internal debate of do I go McKinnon or Matthews, and now it's shaken up a little bit. It's
I get what a Mac or Dry.
It's a question of McKinnon or Dreisseil. I think. Give me like 1 second to think about it. It's just a matter of, okay, one is able to play a wing position and a center position. One is just super strong and is a better overall player, but I'm trying to think. You know what? Because I don't have Connor McDavid, I think Nathan McKinnon's a better player. I'm going with the 3rd overall pick from the Colorado Avalanche, Nathan McKinnon.
Yeah, I mean, it's you can't lose in this first round. Nathan McKinnon, terrific pick, very well-rounded player, as we all know, and he's a Canadian boy too, so get him there as well. Rimoli, you got the last pick, and you're gonna get back-to-back ones with the snake working back up the line. Who are you taking for the last pick of the first round?
Okay, so I have my eyes set on 2 guys. My first pick will be screw it. I got back-to-back picks. Alexander Ovechkin.
Interesting. Okay.
He's parking at the office all day.
Yep. And then feeding him sick backhand sauces through the middle is Leon Draisaitl.
Yes. You did not take the player I thought for sure you were taking. Hold on, I'm just writing.
Oh, I know the player Jared's thinking. It's
What?
Well, okay, not
It's
even a player.
Who am I forgetting? Am I forgetting someone?
your favorite player.
Hold on.
Oh.
Lie.
Probably
that's
right down
that's
what I
what-
got.
Yeah, Jared, you got the
Yep.
pick, second rounder.
Well, I am taking him off the board just to make sure my goaltending position is better than your goaltending position. From the Tampa Bay Lightning,
Oh, fuck.
with the 5th overall pick, I am taking Andre Vasiletsky.
Interesting to take
You know
a
what? No, there's
goaltender
better.
that's
Yeah,
not going to win the
I think-
Vezina this year.
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it my
Ooh.
Okay, this year, but in general, I think
No,
Vasilevsky's
I
the
know.
best goaltender in the NHL. I'm going Vaz. I'm happy
Okay.
with that.
Evan, you got it. Second
With the
round pick.
6th pick in the draft, to sauce passes to Austin Matthews. Give me number 11 from the Florida Panthers, Jonathan Huberdeau.
And
Wow.
Hoobie's off the
Hoobie, I like it.
board. Hoobie
Take a
is
bow.
gone.
Take
And
a bow.
I don't know. Do I want to ask you why you picked Huberdeau, or is it a pretty self-explanatory reason as to why you're?
I don't
I
know.
think
You
I'm
know,
just
you
stacked
know
up,
why.
man.
You
think I
know
know
why.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go a route Jared is familiar with. Took a goaltender. I won't be taking a goaltender, but I will be taking star-studded defenseman. You're gonna give me the guy whose vegetables are clean.
Oh,
The
that
lettuce
was
is
my next
beautiful,
pick.
and it's he knows how to breathe in the shallow air. Give me Cale Makar, defender for the
That's a
Colorado
great
Avalanche.
pick.
It is a
That's
great
a
pick,
great freaking pick.
generational
That's my
talent,
next one.
and I believe
Is it my
it's-
turn again?
It,
Yeah,
Well,
it's
it's
my
a
turn.
swing. So, is it Mario again?
it is my turn. Yes, because I
Yeah,
got
it
the
is
first
your
pick,
turn
so
again.
I go back to back. The beauties of having the first pick
Man,
at
he's got
times.
McDavid and
McDavid,
McCarr.
Cale
Shit.
McCarr. And man, this is a tough one. I didn't prepare for this one yet, but we're knocking this bingo one, this one off the bingo card. Give me Igor, the actual Vezina winner this season. Igor Shesterkin's my goaltender. I gotta
Oh, shit, okay.
I gotta
Interesting.
round
I
out
like
the
it.
roster.
Okay. All right, for sure. So we got, okay. With the next pick in the draft, we are proud to select his teammate, Adam Fox.
I like it.
Man,
does
I
the
would
fox
argue
say?
that the two best defensemen in the league are off the board.
You're missing a couple, but
Yeah, we're missing a lot.
We're missing a
there,
lot.
you know?
You're still you still
There's
got
a
great
lot.
choices. And Jared, you're up.
I'm conflicted between 2 right now. 3, actually. I'm conflicted between.
I feel like that jersey's gonna speak
I'm
a lot, eh?
Not yet. No. Hold on. I'm now thinking about wingers, by the way. But there's 3 wingers that are on my mind.
okay. So I
And
think I get my guy.
Jared, you have like the next pick in 3. Like it's not like there's like 8 people in front of you.
I'm still. Okay, I'm going from the New York Rangers. 3 Rangers in a row.
Wow.
Artemi Panarin.
And, ooh.
Wow.
Okay. So I get my guy, which is good. I just gotta worry about who I want next. Because I didn't think this through. He's on the right, and I need one of those. You know what? I think you guys are gonna forget about this guy.
We probably will, dude. There's so many people.
You might not actually. You know what? Okay, first pick, or I shouldn't say first, but first of my 2 picks, Victor Hudman,
Yeah, I like it.
which is
Victor.
standard. I think he's probably the 3rd best defenseman behind McCarr and Thing.
Yep.
And oh my god, I am spoiled for choice.
You need a goaltender, no?
I do need a goaltender. You guys know my strategy. We said
I
it
do.
way back when. Where about
Way back
goalies
when
league?
I took
Look at this
Demko.
fantasy draft. I
Yeah, I'll
remember.
stream him. I'll go
And now you're
forward
4 and
again.
8.
So wait, how many players do I need?
3 forwards, 2 defensemen, and a goaltender.
Okay, just because I'm friggin' blanking right now. Give me Mikko Rantanen.
Oh,
That's
I wanted
the other guy I was
Mikko.
debating between.
I
Okay.
wanted Mikko.
Okay. So
I
now
would've
it's
had
your
the-
turn, Jared.
What had the chemistry going? Jared's looping back up your way. Who's the guy who's going for you?
Okay, so this will finish off my forwards. Like I have already McKinnon and Panarin,
Not a bad lineup whatsoever.
and then I'm going.
Take the jersey for the
I
culture.
want the Leaf, but I'm not doing the Leaf. I'm going from the
Who would you
Boston
pick?
Bruins. Brad Marchand.
It's a good pick.
Fuck you.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick.
That was who I was going to go with.
Phenomenal
The
pick.
Rat King, eh?
Fuck you, Jared.
You know, there's a guy left that I'm surprised hasn't been taken.
All right. Fuck it. I'm taking Jared. You're a piece of shit. I'm taking Krill the Thrill.
Ooh, superstar. The
Oh, shut the
superstar.
fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Superstar.
Actually, no, because Braden's going to watch this. Scratch that. I don't want him
Okay.
anymore. I don't want Krill anymore.
No, you got Krill.
You got
This is
Krill. He's
superstar,
part of you.
guys.
Fine.
Yeah,
Put him
you
on the
announced
list.
it already. You can't
Fuck.
announce it and then take it
Can't
back.
denounce your pick. Get out of
Mario,
here.
can you
How
like?
mean
Can
that
you?
at the
Can you bleep
NHL
it out?
draft, they call
Yeah.
up a kid and they go, actually, never mind.
Never mind.
Mario, can you believe it? No, I wish they did that. That'd be so savage.
So mean.
Jared-
Actually, go sit down.
I have a question for you. This is going to maybe sound a little dumb, but is Dreisseil off the board? I would think he's off the board.
Draisaitl was taken by
What?
5th overall by a demo.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
I'm like, no way, this guy didn't go unnoticed. I'm just
What?
drawing a blank. Who do I take? Maybe I'll go with number 16, Damo's boy, Mitchell Marner. Get a playmaker up on that first
Oh
line.
my god! I just realized who's not off the board yet.
Yeah.
Is
And
there
as
really-
my
I think you.
defenseman to
Go,
complete
go.
my list, Roman Yossi.
How many?
I wanted him.
Does it matter what positions we have?
No, I think you're just going through forwards.
I think 3 just forwards in general.
Okay, Adamo, I think we're thinking the same thing here.
Yeah, and I want him really badly, but I already have 3
Am
forwards.
I done yet? Am I done? I don't care about.
you're
This
up.
is such a positionalist game. I don't give a shit. Give me number 16, Alex Barkov.
Oh my God,
That's a
no.
good pick.
That was
That's
not who I was
thinking.
thinking.
Oh, really?
I'm thinking of one right now that I kind of regret
Wait,
not taking.
are we sticking with you have to take 3 centers or 3 forwards? I mean, because if he does that, that's his 4th forward.
Oh, okay. Then don't do that. Okay, then never mind. Then can
Depends. How do we?
I
wanna
guess
do
if we're
this?
doing the 3, okay,
No,
we'll do
no,
the 3
no.
forwards.
Three forwards. You know what? Why don't we? Are you guys cool with doing an extra round so you get like a bench player?
Sure.
I'm
why
down,
not?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so can
one-
I get rid of Barkov then and then just like do
Yeah,
round out?
Barkov's
Yeah.
been traded back to the free agent list.
All right, yeah, you're a waste of sperm anyway.
Dropped.
I need a goaltender. Give me UC Saros.
Ooh, that's a good pick. That's a great pick. It's
That
a
is a
great
good
pick, young
pick.
man.
The real Vezina winner.
Okay, I don't have a defenseman yet. I have my.
How many
goalie, I have-
defensemen? Dude, I'm like, my brain is just so cooked.
2D.
Okay, after the second D, I might have to dip out. So I'm just gonna take my full roster and then say adios.
From the Boston Bruins, I'm going with Charlie McAvoy.
Oh,
That is Rimoli's definition.
Love it. Right up my
His boy.
alley.
That's his
That's
guy.
Rimoli's.
Right
guy.
up my alley. I
Wait,
like
Mario,
that.
can we bleep out where I took Kaprizov? I don't.
No,
No,
you're
you have
taking. You
Kaprizov
live by the
now.
sword, you die by the sword, my man.
Actually, I took Huberto first, so,
So
I'll
is
live
it
by
is it
that.
my turn now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get the back-to-back.
Wonderful. Okay, so I'm gonna get my goalie, Connor Hellebuck.
Okay.
Wow.
No way.
Wow.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm so off topic right now. The Wizards were up 30 at halftime.
This guy's going
and
Oh my
lost.
basketball.
God.
We're doing.
I'm sorry.
crap.
I just
Oh.
saw that. I can't believe they won. They
And-
scored 80 points in the second half.
That is wild.
Holy shit! I can't believe they won.
Who should I? Okay,
Sorry,
Mine-
that was so
don't
off
worry.
topic.
Don't-
But
don't-
like,
don't-
what
don't
the
worry.
fuck?
don't worry.
Excitement speaks
My
volumes.
next pick. Yeah, so I have Ovi on the team. My next pick, Sidney Crosby.
Wow.
I like it.
Wow. That is.
Yeah,
That's a
Ovi,
hot team right
Draisaitl, and Crosby's nasty. And you have another? Do you have another one? Or sorry, that's his one.
I have one more.
That's
I have one more.
and you're doing your
Because we're doing
bench.
6, right? Are we going 6?
That was 6.
Or 7,
Now I
sorry,
guess
we're in
doing
7.
A bench one. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what. Okay, my better. I picked my bench
Wait,
already.
what? Oh
I'll pick a
crap!
defender. Who's next?
Is it Jared's turn or is it still on you?
1, 2. Sorry. Have you picked your 7th, or do you have a 7th pick now?
No. I picked 6. I picked 7th last. So right now it'd be you.
Could I choose to pick my bench guy at this pick? Because
Yeah.
think
That's
it-
what I did. That's what I did.
Okay. So I am taking from the Tampa Bay Lightning, Nikita Kucherov.
Fuck, I forgot about
That
him.
was the guy who I thought went unnoticed after I did my main picks. Yeah.
To be honest, though, I think I'd want all these guys.
Honestly, because Nikita Kucherov would go on my LTIR and I would never see him again.
Yeah, he's my bench player.
He's your IR player, and then you get
Cap
another
space.
bench player. Jared just like, yeah, can I gas him?
I think we're going up to, I believe it's you,
It's
Evan.
Seven.
You're up.
Yeah.
Wait,
So
it's
make
my
your
turn. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Jared, can you tell me what am I
You
missing?
need one defenseman. You need a defenseman or just a random player. Defenseman or
Okay,
any.
so I need a
defenseman and bench player. Yeah.
Okay, for sure. All right, let's get. Oh my God. Give me John Carlson.
What's
Good
your two
pick.
picks?
That's
Fuck.
the defenseman I thought I could wait on.
That was my
So-
I was trying to wait on him. Crap.
That decor is sick. I'll take it.
Yeah, Fox and Carlson's pretty nasty.
I'll
I'm
take it.
gonna take Steven Stamkos with my next pick.
Solid.
Solid guy.
Wait, I'm
puts up
sorry, like,
points.
Are these like picks that
Muscle
we're making is like just in general?
Just
Yes.
like it's not purely based on this season they have more points.
No.
It's just who's
Okay.
considered to be a better
For
player.
sure, for sure.
And Jared, just to ask you, am I done with my picks? Because I believe I have 7, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 written down. So tell me if I missed any. I have McDavid.
Well, you have back to back now. Weren't you supposed to go twice? Matt?
yes,
Yeah, you
yes.
took Stamkos and you have one more in that.
I have one more. Okay.
And that finishes off for you. And then I have a bench player, like
Cool.
they have
Yeah.
their.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick. I liked the idea of a goalie tandem. Let's
Ooh.
go Jack Campbell. Give the local boy a shot.
Okay.
All right.
It was either him or Hellebuck for me.
All right. I'm going bench player. I'm taking who I think is the most underrated player, or one of the most underrated players in the NHL, finally getting his praise. I'm taking Kyle Connor as my bench player.
Oh, that is a solid pick. I love Kyle Connor. Man is a
He's my
beast.
favorite. All right.
Connor.
Will you read me my
I'm
team
closing it
real
off. I need a defenseman. I've already done my bench. I'm
Same.
Jared,
it's-
what's
Fuck,
the team
you're gonna
looking
take
like?
my guy, aren't you?
my team right now. It's McKinnon.
No, what's
Vasilevsky-
mine?
Oh, what's
mine?
yours?
Yeah.
Matthews, Huberdeau, Fox, Kaprizov, Saros, Carlson, Connor. It's pretty nasty. Damn, defense is running slim right now. I may have messed up waiting this long. Actually,
Dude, you still have like
yeah,
You got a
I'm
couple.
stuck between two.
I'm probably gonna take the other one.
It's a tough one right now. I think I'm going.
Go on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go from the Vegas Golden Knights.
Nice,
Alex Pietrangelo.
nice. Okay, get my guy.
is that Yossi
Beautiful.
you're gonna take it?
Beautiful.
Yossi's
beautiful,
already off the board.
Beautiful.
Oh, who took Yossi?
I did.
Beautiful.
Mario.
Mario.
Oh shit, my bad, Mary. See,
And
my brain is
with-
just
The guy who wins the Honda, he wins the car. It is going to be from the Barrie Colts and Florida Panthers.
Aaron.
Oh
That's the other one I was debating between. It was those two.
yeah.
And my ending decision was this year Ekblad's doing better. However, I think in general, like just years in the league over time, I think Pietrangelo has kind of been a better defenseman.
All right.
So that's what ended up getting
I
me
gotta
wrong.
send it off, boys.
Yeah.
I'll see
Catch you later.
in Toronto.
Yeah,
Nice to
sir.
see
See you in Toronto.
real soon.
Yes, buddy.
Adios.
With that being said, though, obviously Evan left, but we're going to read through everybody's team. And now the debate part starts. Who do we think did the best? So reading off of Mario's team, we have Connor McDavid. Or I'm going to read, I'm going to do kind of in order of the lines almost. So I'm going to do his forwards are Connor McDavid, Mitchell Marner, and Steven Stamkos. His defense are Cale Makar and Roman Josi. That is absolutely disgusting. And in net, he has a tandem of Igor Shesterkin and Jack Campbell.
Ooh.
Now, Mr. Evan Davis's team, he has Austin Matthews, Jonathan Huberdeau, and Kaprizov as his forward with Kyle Connor on the bench. Then he has Adam Fox and John Carlson with Jussi Saros in the net. Now on to my team, we have Nathan McKinnon, Artemi Panarin, Brad Marchand, and Kucherov currently on the LTIR, with Charlie McAvoy and Pietrangelo on the back end, and Andre Vasilevsky in the net. I'm very happy with my team. And last but not least, Wait, I didn't add. Sorry, he added Ekblad there. So I'm just gonna make
I got my
sure
team
that.
written if you want me to say it.
No, I have it. I just missed,
okay.
I
Okay.
noticed it was 6 and like who am I missing? It's
Yep.
Ekblad. He has Alexander Ovechkin on the left wing, Sidney Crosby in the middle, Leon Draisaitl on the other side, Victor Hedman and Aaron Ekblad on D, and freaking Connor Hellebuck in the net. I think everyone.
Don't forget my bench player.
Nailed.
Don't forget my bench player. Mikko Rantanen.
Mikko Rantanen. Sorry. Crosby's your bench player. Mikko Rantanen's on the starting lineup.
Yeah.
That is absolutely disgusting.
I got my vote, and you just said it. Jesus, man, that is a lineup.
Yeah,
I think everyone killed it though. Like
everyone did.
I'm gonna say to the audience, I got this idea after watching Steve Dangle, and it was funny because in those there was clear, like I think Steve he forgot to draft a goaltender. In the end, I think he had no goalies and no defensemen. I think he had all forwards. Like they had very clear people who just like didn't understand what they had to do and messed it up. I think everyone absolutely killed it on this. I also think we had more structure to it. You have to have a certain number of things. So for that reason, it ended up being everyone had a gross team. But no, I don't think you could really go wrong with any. There's some great teams overall.
You know, Jared, I do have an idea for a future show, maybe the next week. We do the same thing, draft 3 forwards, 2 defensemen, 1 goaltender, but you got to do a bit of research and find teams combining for the best names in hockey. Ivan's leading the forward group. You got any other name that you want to find out? Maybe, I don't know. It's maybe in the works. Maybe, who knows?
Who's that one on Canada that I picked to score the gold medal winning goal?
Oh, he had
Alex Grant.
Jake McBain or something.
Jack McBain.
That dude can drop him, take a pound of flesh when he needs to. No, but this is a terrific segment nonetheless. Everyone's got a terrific team. Do you guys want to rank maybe just to not kill off a bit of time, but maybe use some best decors, best goaltending positions?
I'm looking at a list right now. There is so many good players that were picked. Like, could I go through a few names that no one took?
Yeah, go through the free agent list.
Yeah, Patrick Kane's currently a free agent. Mark Stone is currently a free agent. I'm shocked by that with Evan Davis. Sebastian Aho, no one picked him.
Yeah.
Bergeron, no one picked him.
Nazem Kadri.
Letang. Kadri's this season, but in general, like if I'm ranking just my best players in the league, I wouldn't put Kadri up there. He's having a ridiculous season though.
Yeah.
But no, in general, like there was some unbelievable players that just no one wanted that side issue. That I mean, John Tavares brings a lot of side issues. He's a really emotional and he yells at the team, and he's a really personality kind of guy. So I guess no one wanted John Tavares there. But no, in general, there's some gross teams. Mr. William Nylander, no one took him.
I was debating it, but
like with this amount,
I want to win out here.
Yeah, with this amount of picks, it just wouldn't have worked out. But that would have been great. Yeah. I mean, Alex DeBrincat, I think 3 seasons in a row has been very high up on the goals list. Like that could have been a pick there.
Hey, the Rocket winner right now. If the season ended today, the Rocket guy.
Who is it?
Chris Kreider.
Chris Kreider.
Yeah.
First day at 30.
I said it, and I'm not sticking by it. It's not going to happen, but hey, I'll reap the benefits while I still can. It's pretty cool.
It could. I don't like Chris Kreider. That's why. I don't know.
Can I ask why? I'm actually interested to hear why you're not a big fan of Kreider.
Wasn't he the guy that
Carey
took
Price.
out Carey Price?
Yep.
He was. You're actually right. Yep.
Yeah, and I don't like the Habs, obviously, but dude,
I still have a soul.
I'm not a fan of his game. I feel like he's a big power play merchant, kind of like the rest of the New York Rangers.
Yep.
I don't know. I always thought, you know what? He was always picked really fucking high in fantasy. And by the end of the year, he was always dropped because I don't know, like people were picking that guy.
Never had enough gas.
And he never really lived up to that. I get that vibe from like Philip Forsberg too. You know, Philip Forsberg has the skill to go high, but then they'll score like 50 points.
Yeah.
So
no, it's fair. He said about a lot of players, Kreider included.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to the draft here a little bit.
This season he's living up to it.
Yeah. And I want to go back to the draft. Which team here would you say would be highly touted to have the best playoff success out of all of them?
Unbiasedly, I have Crosby and Ovechkin.
That does speak wonders. To speak volumes. It's tough to argue. It's tough to argue. I can't go.
Yeah, like you can't argue with those. I really like my team. I know like Colorado, for example, hasn't had playoff success, but I think we have a lot of players that like should like McKinnon's just such a strong player that like he isn't the reason that Colorado isn't moving on. I think like he hypothetically like with him playing with Kucherov, Panarin, and Brad Marchand, I think that could take a team deep in the playoffs. I think that would be a really good line. But yeah, it's hard to argue with Ovi and Crosby with Rantanen also alongside them. So and Dreisseil. So I'm probably giving the nod to Adamo, but I'm giving my team credit as well because I actually do like my assembled here.
Well, yeah, I like a team with 2 goalies. I gotta say that. I'll give you a little shout out. Start getting Campbell. But what were you gonna say?
No, I have to give you credit as well. I mean, just a terrific all-around team. Jared, I don't know if this might be completely wrong. Is it possible? And this would be really cool if it was. Could you put these players in any game mode of NHL and just see how far they'd go? Because that'd be pretty cool. We could maybe test our teams in the video game simulator.
I know. Okay, so they did this. Obviously, they did this whole draft thing on Steve Dangle, and they mentioned that someone, like one of their fans, basically what they did is they put the team into NHL, but you obviously have to build the rest of their roster. So I believe it was the Oshawa Generals that they used to fill out the rest of the roster. So for Steve's team, for example, he didn't draft a goaltender. So he was using his stacked team, but with the Oshawa Generals goaltenders, he didn't replace them with any team. So that's kind of how they did it. And they put it into a simulation. I believe Adam Wild's team ended up winning it. But yeah, I could play around with that later tonight. And we'd have to do something weird like that because you can't actually fill out a lineup with 7 players. But we'd have to pick another team to fill out the rest of the lineup that's very low overall. And we could probably find a way to kind of compare them.
That'd be pretty cool. And no, I think that's something that we must have to look into. Terrific segment nonetheless. And just for the fans of the show, in the comments below, let us know who you think is the best team. We got the list. We gave them to you. Let's see what you guys have to say and who got the best team in general. You want to separate it by decor if you want to, goaltending, forwards, or even what we were talking about before, who's touted to hoist the cup out of all these teams. So many good names, so many great answers. You can't go wrong in these situations. And again, great segment, Jared. I really love it. Appreciate the throwing it back. And I think we're going to do it again. Definitely down the road.
Sure,
with different modes, different players.
At the end of the season.
Yeah, maybe even the end of the season.
Like a defensive forward version where like Bergeron would be first overall, stuff like that.
And I have a feeling those will have a little bit more texture in it. Maybe a little bit of reason why you're taking these guys over others. Because this one, I'm not really a knock on it, but you kind of know that you can take this guy and not even have to explain yourself. So that's the beauty about it.
In the future, I honestly think we could have gone more. I think it ended up being there was too many good players left off the board. I think as much as we made it a time decision, I think if we committed a full episode and we did like an hour plus and just did like everyone gets 10 players or something, I think that would be a lot of fun.
I mean, do you guys want to?
Issues like Evan's gone, it would end up being
true. Yeah, it's.
I think we'll can it. Push it down the road.
We'll keep this team as it is, but for sure we'll revisit it again. Yeah, I had a ton of fun with this.
And you know what? We could also expand this team too. Take these picks. Don't throw out that piece of paper. We could build off these maybe in a couple of weeks. See where we're at, and maybe by the end of the year, see who is the best team available. And maybe we can even look at the stat totals at the end of the year and say, man, if this was this season currently, I'd be doing pretty well for myself. So we'll kick that can down the road and revisit it. But that does it for this episode of the Leafs Line podcast. I don't think we got anything else to talk about. We were supposed to do league talk actually today. And then this idea just sort of crossed my mind. I'm like, you know what? I want to dedicate a full episode to something fun like this. And the league has been pretty dry right now. Nothing too crazy. And I didn't really want to talk too much in depth about the Flyers' horrible losing streak and the Edmonton Oilers for the 4th week in a row. So that'll wrap up this episode of Leafs Line podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You can catch us tomorrow evening. We'll be discussing Leafs Anaheim. We'll probably do a post game on that very briefly, and then touching upon the Leafs in general. We'll probably breaking down the road trip that they just had, where it was a pretty interesting one to say the least. Say the least, and no leads in those games whatsoever were safe. We'll be getting our takes on that, and just stick around for that. And we got some big news in the works. I can guarantee you that, and it's going to be released in the upcoming week. So check out and look forward to that. But again, thank you guys for tuning in, and I will catch you all on tomorrow's episode of the Leafs Line podcast.